I definitely see some of my mom and me in that caring capacity. A word to describe her would be intelligent. She was accomplished educationally, but she was also intelligent interpersonally. She knew how to connect to people. So my mom did grow up poor. She was raised by a single mother, and she always felt that she had to fend for herself, make do, get by with whatever she could. When my mom was in school, she was very into academics. She was always very proud. I have an old yearbook of hers where she had won the first prize for poetry, and she was very proud of that. And she kept up that love of writing and poetry throughout her life. She also kept up that love of just literature, getting people interested. She taught all of her children to love reading and to love just like being invested in that literary world. She taught at high schools throughout Essex County, and she originally taught in Wallaceburg. That was her first school. We ended up in Chatham-Kent because after my dad passed away, my mom moved in with us, and we were living in Toronto at the time, and my mother did not want to live in a big city. So we found that Chatham-Kent was much more her speed, so we all moved down here together. It came on somewhat suddenly. One day she couldn't move. She couldn't walk by herself. She ended up in the hospital where she was told she likely had about 3 months to live. And that's when the nurse suggested hospice care might be appropriate for her. She got on the waiting list, and the whole time she just kept saying like, oh, I can't wait until I'm in hospice because this will be easier, this will be more comfortable. Once we got there, I realized it was actually a huge relief for me too, because it took a lot of the burden off of me, which was a wonderful surprise. My mom loved hospice. After her first night, she texted me and said everyone was treating her like a queen because she had been living on her own, and it's difficult when you're older and not well to take care of day-to-day things. And so everything was being taken care of for her, and she appreciated that immensely. She was active every day. She was having visitors. She was doing new activities. We were reading books together. So she still got to live a life up until her last day. It was an environment where she could experience life, where she could have day-to-day interactions that were meaningful. Things that were most important to her at hospice, I would say, were the personal connections with the staff. Like, she had a few nurses and PSWs that were just like her buddies. My mom was the first participant in the Lasting Memories program. She took it very seriously because she felt that if it went well, then the program would take off and do great things. We came to the conservation area because she'd had mobility issues, so she hadn't been able to go outside as often as she would like. So it was beyond happy is how to describe her reaction that day. Just being out in the sun. The hospice lent her a little scooter so she could ride around everywhere. And we had a little picnic in the sunshine, and it was great. I've been telling everyone I know how life-changing it's been. She loved it. Like, at one point, she told me that it was like the best time of her life was in hospice. She knew it was the end of her life. She was comfortable with that. So it wasn't scary for her. It felt normal. Like, it felt like home.